Hello everyone, it's been a while since my last post. I've had a few busy weeks and I wanted to make sure I stayed on top of it without burning out, so I slowed down a bit and stopped delivering the podcast. But hey, I am back and really excited about what's coming up. I have great news for you guys. We're entering a new phase of the journey. This video is the first of many video entries coming your way. But don't worry, the podcast will continue. It will also be posted via Spotify and iTunes as usual. Another exciting news is that we've made some changes to the website. You'll find the web link under the description, so please go check it out, like and subscribe, and check out the different tabs. You'll see that we have a tab for a small shop where you'll find some interesting items, but more on that soon. Anyways, I wanted to let you guys know that I had the great opportunity to sit down to chat and have a cup of coffee with my friend Jon Cardenas. He's the author of a project named Chasing Experiences, and he's a person that inspires and motivates me to keep moving forward, and he has a lot of great things that bring value to other people's lives. So I went ahead and asked him a few questions for you to check out. I really hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and like always, stay connected, live well, and drink great coffee. Jon, I want to welcome you to the journey. Here we talk about coffee, life, and well-being. I'm very happy. I know I met you through a mutual friend a few months ago, and since then we've developed this really good relationship, and I've learned so much about you. I've learned about this project that you have, Chasing Experiences. To me is a really great project. Aligns pretty well with sharing people's story, and I like to know your story. I like to know first, how did you get here to Seattle? Because I know you're originally from Venezuela and somehow you made it up to Seattle. So I'd like to know that story.
Yeah, of course. Well, Daniel, thank you so much. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And thank you for considering me to be part of your podcast. It's an honor.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Well, the journey to Seattle, it's about art. I think one of the main reasons why I'm here is because of art. And I also consider myself very blessed to be in this wonderful city because, I mean, it's a city of art. And that's a place where you can express and build something that you have in your mind and you know, these great things you can create as an artist. But yes, the main reason is because of art. That's why I'm in Seattle.
Would you say that's your passion?
Art?
Yeah.
Of
Or
course.
what are your, yeah, okay.
Art is my biggest passion.
Oh, sweet.
Thanks to art, I've experienced many great things in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to art, I changed my perspective about how to live life as well.
Okay.
So, thanks to that, actually, Chasing Experiences was born, and wonderful. I mean, yeah.
So tell us, what is Chasing Experiences?
Yeah. I think the essence of Chasing Experiences is about the title.
Okay.
To chase the experiences within each of us. Because I believe, actually, I truly, authentically believe that every experience we have as a human beings contains valuable information that can help us and other people to overcome hard situations,
Yes.
difficult circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? Well, simple. Each person in a certain time in their life, I'm pretty sure we all have experienced bad emotions, depression, laziness, sadness, fear, etc., etc. You know, difficult things. And somehow many of us now know how to overcome those things.
Yeah.
So it depends of the circumstances of people, what are they living at this time. But what I'm trying to test with my project and to prove as well is that maybe the experiences you already overcome, maybe the experiences that you have already learned from are going to help other people today.
Yeah.
If you have overcome something in your past, if you share that through your experience, we may inspire other people to overcome their own problems, because maybe right now they're in a hole and they don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
But if they hear from you that you could, because you have similar experiences, they probably will listen and will be affected in a positive way to overcome the problem. So that's what I'm chasing, the content, the valuable information that is inside of your experiences as a human being. Actually, I divide this valuable information in 3 things that I am, personally speaking, think is very important to understand as a person. And is, what's our purpose in life? Sometimes when we actually understand where to go, how to feel, what to do, that help us organize ourselves as human beings, that help us to have a meaningful life, a meaningful actions. Why I'm doing this? What's the reason why I need to go to that place? Because you already define your purpose, you will go no matter what happens. And then I define also through these experiences the biggest lesson you have in your life. Because the most important lesson you learn, it might teach me something.
Yes.
Or it might teach somebody something. I don't know if you ever experienced in your past that you're talking to a friend, or you're listening to somebody in a conversation, or you listen to a line in a movie, or you were reading a book, and suddenly that information you read or listened changed your perspective of a situation in your life? Or you ever said something to people like, oh man, thank you so much for telling me that. That's what I just needed to hear.
Yeah. It's something that resonates with you, and
That resonates with
it just
you.
clicks, perhaps in your experience that you're going through right in that moment, in that phase of your life, I think, and then it just impacts you.
Boom,
right?
it touches you. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to offer, to share to people. Through the experience of all people. It's like from people to people. From our personal authenticity to others' people authenticity.
Yeah.
I think that when we are open to listen to that, there are huge doors and opportunities for everybody to overcome. And then the last and very important thing in chasing experiences is to share a message. When I speak to people about what message or what to share, I normally give 2 examples. One is like, okay, right now you have the opportunity to speak to many people. What would you like them to listen from you? How would you like to help them? Or talk to your younger self.
Yeah.
What would you said to yourself when you were young? Because you already experienced many things.
Yeah.
So I think this tripod of understanding ourselves, or to trying to remember who we are or our experiences, we can help other people. Because at the end, Daniel, at the end, the main and most powerful goal with this is to inspire people to do a chain of help. I've always believed, and I truly, truly believe, that if in the world there already are people indoctrinated in tough things, why not keep indoctrinating them in positive things? Why not change our paradigms, change our belief? Not change, transform the way how we see life. It could help us to become better. I inspire you to talk to somebody, listen to their experiences, and maybe that experience will touch you, will resonate with you. And then you will share that experience to other people. And you will have knowledge in yourself to help yourself by helping others as well. So that's chasing experiences mainly.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned something really important, which I also really, I truly believe, and this is one of the reasons why I started the journey, because I think every individual has something to share that will benefit other people.
Yes.
So they will impact some experience that you live. So I truly believe that concept, which is amazing, and it's deep. I think from the ground up. I think every person, no matter what background, if they're millionaires or if they're they're living paycheck to paycheck, they have something to share, some content that will be a benefit to others. So great. That's awesome.
When I started chasing experiences, I was in Venezuela, walking the streets, taking pictures of people in the streets and listening to their stories. And to listen to other people's stories is very interesting. I mean, it's fantastic, to know. But then my personality resonates with the message behind the story. Mm-hmm. And when I listen to these people, homeless people, or any profession, like you said, that transformed me, that touched me, that helped me to overcome personal problems. And that's so powerful, Daniel. Mm-hmm. And before I keep going, I need to add another thing. There is another personal anecdote that changed me since when I was a kid or younger. Before Facebook, it used to be a blog page called MySpace.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Maybe many of you knows about MySpace. Now that disappeared. I'm sad I couldn't document what happened in that time, but I remember it clearly when I used to be traveling the world as a backpacker, experiencing the world. I've been always a discoverer, explorer of people and cultures. And everywhere I went, I took pictures and I talked to people. Mm-hmm. I wanted to listen to how they think, how they feel, how they eat, why they eat that food, how they enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything that could define or describe a culture. And once I learned that, I wrote blogs or I wrote words about it or the learning that I got from it. I wrote it on this blog that I had with my pictures and with the stories. And one day, a Japanese person wrote to me and says, "Thank you so much. Your story helped me to not suicide."
Wow. Okay.
So that's when I learned the importance of what to share. Number one, that people is watching you. So, and people is listening and reading whatever you're sharing, and that you could affect possibly or negatively somebody.
Yeah.
I feel blessed that I could positively affect this person, and that actually touched me very much by that time. And I always, when I started chasing experiences, I remembered that experience, and that helped me to keep doing this. That helped me to remember that helped me understand the power of a message. And the power that is inside of each individual person. Because no matter who you are, trust me, you have a great experience to tell. Because this is not about levels. This is about with who you resonate.
Yeah.
And there are millions of people in the world that will think alike.
Yeah. More than likely you'll share something with someone in this world, of course.
Yes.
Jon, what inspires you every day?
The opportunity of giving. That inspires me very much as a person. Mm-hmm. If I want to learn something, if I want to do something, that needs my effort, my discipline, it's because I want to share that. I want to give that to somebody else. Because, I don't know, something that defines me as a person is, if I learn something, if I'm successful in something, I want to share that with everybody. I want to share that with the people I love, but I also want to share with people that I don't know. Because I think that, I've been defining my purpose in life as a giver. I like to give in many ways. And if it's in my hand to give opportunities, to give knowledge, to share experiences, to share a hand, an ear, a shoulder to somebody, that's one of the things that inspires me every day. It's not only about my personal fulfillment, which is part of it, but it's more about the process of my personal fulfillment, sharing that to help others to find their personal fulfillment.
Yeah, a whole
So
chain,
that,
right?
that's something that truly inspires me every day. To have a meaning of why I wake up, and why I should wake up the next day, and why I should wake up the next day. That that thing that gives me fire to keep going.
Jon, something that I've been wanting to ask you is, how do you select the people that you interview through chasing experiences, and that you take a photograph that captures who the person is, right? But how do you select these people?
Well, it's pretty simple, I talk to people, and when I feel that these people want to share something, I tell them about my project, and I invite them to be part of it. At the beginning, I used to walk the streets and stop and meet, strangers and talk. But then I realized that not many people wants to many people is very shy to express themselves, which I respect that. But there are other people who wants to share. So I'm in pursuit of the people who wants to share as well, because I don't want to pressure, somebody who do not want to speak. So I just communicate the project, and to the one who wants to be part of it, I take a picture of him and I share what he wants to say. So it's pretty simple. There's no profession, there is no age, there is no, it's kind of, it has to be a person who already proven experiences in lifetime, somebody who have already struggled with a few things, and that's, it's hard for me to identify an age, but it depends on the person. I just invite anybody who wants to be part of it.
I've seen that you've interviewed many different people.
Yes.
And totally different backgrounds. You've met people around the world.
Yes.
And their message seems very deep for many of them, and I think that clearly you're inspiring other people through their stories, sharing their stories, right? And I wanted to ask you, I don't know how long you've been doing this. Would you tell me for how many?
Chasing experiences like a project or as a project started almost 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Okay.
I
know you've been doing it for a while, and
as a project, but as an ideal of my way of living since 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time ago. I wanted to ask you, how do you keep momentum? Because I know in other projects that I've had in the past, there's a point where you hit a plateau, right? And then you maybe encounter the need to stop. But how do you keep momentum? You've been doing it for 13 years, 5 years as a project, but how do you keep yourself motivated and keep that momentum that you're chasing?
Well, as I told you before, it's part of my purpose. It's part of giving. And if giving for me is one of the reasons that I keep going, for me, this is something that shouldn't stop. It's not only about Jon Cardenas doing the project. I want to inspire other people to keep doing that. I'm very romantic in this, to be honest with you, because I believe that you need to motivate, you need to inspire other people to do it their own way, to inspire other people their own way, and to do good. And one of my purposes is also to do good. It's part of my main purpose. And that's how I keep momentum. It's just part of my life. And I want to do it as long as I can. Even, maybe the project will have an end as an artistic project, it will have a deadline.
Yeah.
But as a part of my philosophy of life, a part of me as a person, not only as an artist, will do this till the day I die. Because, I mean, once you understand that something is part of your purpose, the momentum will always be there.
How did you find purpose?
How?
How did you find it? Yeah.
Oh, in the process of learning. The more you experience in your life, good or bad, you'll understand who you are. You'll understand what are your true abilities as a person, your skills, your essence as a person. And through those tests that life, brings to us as people, if we, take a few minutes to observe, listen, and to analyze and think who we are and what we can do truly, we start to understand our purpose in life, and also about what truly resonates in you. For me, that's very important. I love when you use that word, because it has to be in your intuition. What do you do naturally? What it comes naturally? What's that thing that comes? But not confusing with relaxation. Let's not confuse this with laziness. Let's not confuse this with these crazy ambitions we may have in life. Let's not confuse that with those emotions. It's that natural thing that comes. That thing. If we observe that thing, that thing is what gives us purpose in life. If we embrace that, if we empower ourselves to understand who truly we are, we'll find purpose. And I understood that for me, learning, discovering myself through knowledge, not only about books or life or people, about how I act or how I understand myself through those processes, I learned my personal purpose. I mean, I don't want to complicate this, but experiencing life and being conscious in the process of experiencing your personal individual life, you will understand your purpose in life. That's my personal perspective and opinion about it. I mean, everybody find their own purpose in different ways, but this is how I help myself. I mean, I experienced in my past moments where I said, what's my purpose? I don't know, I hate it, I have no idea. But then when I stop and think, say, hey, what makes me happy? What comes naturally? What's what my intuition speak to me? That thing that comes, and okay, I'm just gonna keep following that track, and that's what keeps me motivated.
Okay, great. I mean, for many people, finding purpose, it's hard, right? But I think it is through experiences, through successes, and also failures, and going back to those and finding, the middle point, and also using your abilities and not trying to, change yourself. It's just being who you are, and learn who, what your best abilities are.
Yes.
So, do you live by a motto? Like, do you have this is something that you every day, this is my motto, or maybe a saying that you a mantra maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My motto would be, when you do, things works. So doing works. Do you want to find results in your life? Do you want to overcome a problem? Do you have a dream, a goal? Do you have a project? Do. Doing builds. Doing help you understand the process of failure. Doing help you to value your success. Doing help you to understand your personal processes as a person. You need to do. There are many things that we discover in the process of doing. When you do, you learn. And once you learn, you have more motivations to keep doing.
Yeah.
So for me, that's my motto, do. Be a doer. Do.
Sometimes we're afraid of just, of actually doing. We have something in mind, right? But I've found myself that, I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of actually going and talking to someone or asking for something that I'm, trying to achieve, and I just stop myself. But I realize that when I actually just do it, take action, and when you start doing that, then you find yourself like you keep going forward. So, I truly believe that, you just have to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
So great. That's a great model.
You know what? We all have the same fears.
Mm-hmm.
I do not escape from those fears. I also have the fear of failure. I also have the fear of making mistakes. But then I understood another thing. Once you embrace your purpose, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do. You don't know something, find out how.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how to do that, find out somebody who knows.
Mm-hmm.
This person may help you do, but you need to do something.
Yeah.
Trust me, what's worse than failure? Not doing.
Yeah, of course.
It's just nothing. That creates depression, that creates the thought of what if, that creates a crazy comfort zone that kills us intellectually, spiritually, physically. We need to do positive things, towards our goals, not affecting others, trying your best to not affect others in the process and yourself. Be humble enough to accept the possibilities of failing, but also being humble enough to have the will to stand up in the process of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea of doing is the idea of taking actions to find out. Oh, I don't know something in particular. Read about it. Find out about it. Go out. Ask people. Find ways. I think one of the problems I have as a person, or I find out in many other persons, is the necessity of trying to find quick results. We want everything fast.
Oh, yeah.
And no, we need to be patient.
Put in the work.
Yes.
There's something you mentioned that actually motivates me to do something. Like I said, I find myself with the dilemma, should I not? And I hate the feeling of what if. That feeling is like that questioning that my mind goes, back and forth and creating scenarios. If I would have done that, if I would have, just do it.
Yes.
And that's what gets me motivated and to be able to achieve, the goals that I'm chasing. How do you define success?
For me, success is letting your intuition be free. Let me explain this. When you let your true self be free to create, you feel happiness in the process. Before I used to confuse success with an ending goal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I fulfilled this, and now I'm happy. And I've read many times, and I've listened to so many people. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And before I was like, no. Once I get, to my main goal, that's when I'm gonna be happy. And I was always stressed, always frustrated, and I felt like, no, this is not all right. This is not okay. Once we understand that we cannot, hurt ourselves so constantly by perfection or ambition or desperation or impatience, we start to enjoy the process. We start to enjoy the journey, and that's what enriches us as human beings. And for me, success is to discover and to accept and embrace that during the process you could be happy too.
Yeah.
And you start to feel successful to that very big end you're looking for. You know, like this big show where everybody stands and applaud.
Yeah.
That momentum. That's something that that's a good example. You go to a theater and you see the whole play, and you create the momentum of applause and people standing for you, because the whole process you were having fun. You create something beautiful to be appreciated. But there's always the fear of the ending. If they not applaud or whatever, it doesn't matter. I have this personal way of thinking that if I affect possibly one person, I'm okay with it. But in the process, if I feel happy doing it, obviously doing it, the best possible I can, that's my definition of success. Embrace the moment, the journey, and to value and respect and appreciate life in general, people surrounding you. And yeah, that's the way how I define success.
Yeah.
Because that brings all, things.
Enjoying the moment, enjoying your failures, enjoying the mistakes, but also accepting and acknowledging your successes, I think, right?
It's understanding reality. Sometimes reality is tough. And reality for every of us it depends on our perspectives of life. But it's understanding that reality sometimes can be tough. Yes, of course it can be tough. But we can make it tougher if we don't change our minds. So, okay, it's tough. Cool. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, I take responsibilities of it. Let me learn. Let me be better. Let me do it differently. Okay, do it. And for me, at the end, my biggest success through the whole process, because this is the ending thing that I was explaining, is to have the satisfaction of saying, hey, I did the best I could. I have many friends. I have a beautiful family, and I fulfill this that I have in my mind. That's it. And I help as many people as I can. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
And in the process, obviously, come perhaps material stuff, other type of superficial success that comes with the system we live. But yeah, it's part of it.
Jon, if you were given a minute, to talk not only to your family, to talk to your friends, also to the people that follow you currently, but also you were given the opportunity to just send out a message to the rest of the world, in only 1 minute, what would it be? What would your message be to the rest of the world?
I think I could take less than that, because the most important thing that everybody in the world should embrace is love. Love is the most powerful thing. If you love, and if you let love be part of yourself, like true love, like the love of existence, the love of living life, the love of respect, the love of transformation, you'll be happier and you'll do better things. And follow love, accept love, embrace love, and think about love. Because love I think is the most powerful thing ever in life. It could create everything you want to if you truly love. So that's what I will say to people. Let yourself love. Love what you do. Love yourself. Love the people surround you. Love life.
Yeah.
Because love is a deep, powerful thing.
It is. Yeah.
And is creation itself. So I will say, take a risk of love.
Great.
That's what I will say.
Good. Thank you. Before we go to our last question, Jon, I just want to say thank you for who you are. I want to acknowledge you and just say thank you for chasing experiences and sharing it with us, with the rest of the world, and being able to impact people like the Japanese person that you talk to, and I'm sure many other people that you've impacted. You're doing a great job, and doing your purpose in life and impacting others. Well, thank you. And so our last question would be, where can we find you, and where do you actually meet with people in social media? Where do you talk to people the most, so we can share that with others?
Of course, thank you. You can find my work at Jon CM Life, JON CM Life. And right now I just opened a feed for Chasing Experiences, which is Chasing Experiences. You'll find out more about the stories that I've been posting in there, and also my Facebook page, Jon CM Life, or my webpage, www.joncmlife.com. You'll see there part of my photography work, different projects, and know a little more about me as an artist. And those places for the moment.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll link those into the video and the podcast. Jon, thank you again. Awesome.